This is The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. This is my first video for the new Let's Play. Decided I was going to do The Wind Waker instead of Majora's Mask just because I love this game so much and I really wanted a chance to replay the game before I get really busy here in the fall when I go back to school for pretty much full time with a job again. But Wind Waker is my favorite console Legend of Zelda title, beating out Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, both of which I think are inferior to the Wind Waker, both in terms of graphical capabilities and gameplay. I really like the Wind Waker's cartoonish style, even though it was kind of controversial when it came out. I believe it was the best direction for the series and what they could have done. Reasons for this are many. First of all, the cartoonish style allowed Link and pretty much the entire game to be very expressive, something that was missing from every Zelda title to date. What you'll see throughout this game is Link has different facial expressions that are really vivid. His eyes, they're kind of big and bubbly like a cartoon and all, but they kind of like look around and you'll see that he kind of looks at a clue in a room where you're supposed to go and a bunch of other stuff, which makes this game really neat. Also, just the general vibrance of the game, just the mood of it kind of is better than any of the other titles. That, with the musical score, make this game really fun and enjoyable to play. I think this game has the best soundtrack out of any Zelda title. It kind of has an Irish classical folk sound to it, in my opinion, with a lot of pan flutes and other instruments that really are kind of unique to the series at this point. Right here is just telling a kind of like tale of the past. It's talking about the hero of time, pretty much how he always came and saved Hyrule whenever evil rose up. But this one time, Link / the hero did not appear, and the goddesses had no choice but to flood all of Hyrule to stop the evil from taking over. And this is also one of the really cool features about this game, is that it kind of talks about the legend. The series is called The Legend of Zelda, and kind of like the whole timeline thing, what I think is great about it is that Nintendo does not reveal the exact timeline, which leaves us all guessing and trying to work it all together ourselves. And that's what a legend kind of is. It's a story that's been passed down and you don't really know how much of it is true. A lot of it has been exaggerated over time and it becomes a legend as the years go by. And this is kind of telling the legend of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, so it's got the legend notion and concept in there. This cutscene is a little bit long, mostly because they're playing their slow introduction song and working their way up to present day. It pretty much says the kingdom vanished underwater. They don't know what happened from there, but the legend survived on the wind's breath, as it says right there, meaning they tell the story of old Hyrule and they still pass down stories of this old hero Link who saved the day back in the olden days. And as it says there again, on a certain island the boys put on their outfit that Link used to wear as a way to celebrate their heritage and history. And as you'll see in the beginning chapter of this walkthrough, we will get our hero's clothes because it is Link's birthday and we will be continuing that tradition. Let's keep going. Alright, and now we're in the game. As you can see, it's a lot more vibrant than Twilight Princess, which is the other Let's Play that I'm doing at the moment. And Link's hometown is a little place in the south of the Great Sea called Outset Island. It's one of the larger islands, but it's still fairly small compared to some of the other ones. And that is Aryll, Link's sister. Another great part about this game is that Link has a family. More extended one than in past games where you saw his uncle or you heard about his parents but they were dead. In this one he has a sister and his grandmother is also alive and kicking, which is the first for the series that you actually kind of interact with and deal with your family like that. So Aryll climbs up this watchtower and finds Link asleep, and as we wake up, the game will be starting here soon. She's just going to kind of sneak up on us as we're stretching and waking up. Like, oh, right there behind us out of nowhere. As you saw right there, Link's eyes got big because he was surprised, which again was going back to the whole thing about how this game allowed the characters to be a lot more expressive than ever before in the Zelda series. And she reminds you it's our birthday today. Again, he's surprised, like, oh crap, I didn't know it was my birthday. So she tells us that our grandma is waiting for us back in our home. So we are going to head off over there and visit our grandmother and see what she's got in store for us to celebrate our birthday. So I just dropped down here, pretty large fall, but Link's alright, he's a hero after all. And just work our way across. I was going to do a walkthrough for this game a while back before I had a capture card, but the Dolphin emulator on my computer did not want to handle this game. It slowed everything down to about 50% frame rate, which obviously is horrible. I'm just going to grab some of these rupees here. This will be a 10er up there, so I have 15 total. I'm going to show you guys where to get another large rupee here in just a second. Work our way by and work our way to the house, which is over here on the other side. There's this hole right there. Don't climb up. If you press R, you can crouch and you can go underneath kind of like the deck of the house, and you'll work your way to a hidden room underneath the house. I don't know if your grandma put this in there, but somebody did, and you're just gonna go rob all the money that is in that chest. And that's an orange rupee. That's worth 100. So already we have 115 rupees. And we've only been playing this game for like 2 minutes now. So that's not bad. It's a pretty good start. And we'll be needing those rupees eventually. But right now we're going to keep gathering them up. So exit that little secret cubby and go back out. And enter into your grandma's house. Kind of jump up. Enter the room. And climb up this ladder that is right in front of you. It's a 2-story house. It's kind of a weird setup, but she'll be up there waiting for you. And going up the ladder will trigger a cutscene where she talks to you about how it's your birthday, how she made you these green clothes. Again, it's tradition on this island for boys to wear those clothes on their birthday when they reach an age that they consider to be manhood. And she's going to just kind of further explain that here. Same age as Link was when he was a hero. Only wear them once a day on their birthday. Once a year on their birthday. And they're finally considered to be men when they reach that age. Bum bum bum, the grandma's hot, bum bum bum. And she shows you the family shield, which we will be gathering later on to use. And somehow Link got those on really quick. I guess he doesn't mind taking his clothes off in front of his grandma. I mean, I do it all the time myself, but that's another story. So yeah, birthday party coming up soon tonight. Unfortunately, we are going to be missing that party because our adventure is about to get started. So we're going to revisit Errol back up on the watchtower. Let's turn around and jump off. And exit. Alright, now we're just gonna head back across. This guy's gonna yell down at us to teach us how to L target, but I already know to, so I'm not going to bother wasting my time having him explain it to me. And working our way back over. This kid's real gross. He got a long string of snot hanging from his nose. Kind of interesting. Go back up this direction and climb this way overdone ladder. They made this way too high. Did not need to do that. So it takes a while to climb up. Keep on climbing, climb, climb, climb. And there we go. Again, going over there, trigger a cutscene. She'll talk to us and has a little surprise for us in the works. She thinks we look cute in it. And she's going to give us our birthday present that she says we're only going to be using for one day, but it's going to turn out to be quite longer than that, more like forever. She gives us her telescope, which allows us to kind of like zoom out, see what's going on in the distant, magnify things pretty much like a telescope does if you weren't aware. And she's going to teach us how to use it now real quick just by looking over at our house. So equip it by pressing start and assigning it to Y, Z, or X. I put it on Y, just zoom in and look at the mailman. This is a new race to the Wind Waker series. I will talk more about them later on when we visit their home island. But she tells us to look up, and we look up, you see this giant multicolored bird that has a young girl in its grip. You'll notice that cannonballs are being fired at from this pirate ship, and they will eventually hit that bird dead on with one of those cannonballs, which will cause him to drop the girl into the forest right over here, coming up in just a second. Right about now. Here's the shot. And once he drops the bird, or once the bird drops the girl into the forest, Errol's going to talk real quick about where she landed. And that's pretty much going to be the end of this first segment. The second segment will get the sword and go free that girl from the forest. So hope you guys like this Let's Play, and subscribe and get updated to my future editions.